It is that time of the year, spending time with family, Christmas, and top 10 of all time. Behind me, there are empty shelves that are not going to be empty for much longer because I'm gonna fill them with the best games I've ever played. Under this cover are the top 10 games of all time that I love the most. But there are some other rules. What? Right? Right, especially that one right there.
Yeah, that one.
There are 4 simple rules we followed when making this top. First one is no prototypes. Only published games are allowed. The second one is we played it a lot, in hours, because some of those I only played like 5 times, but it's like 40 hours. And then there's also this one, that it's no small games are also allowed. Only big boxes that are really huge and dangerous. And then there's also the small thing of loving these games. Like a lot. My top 10 game of all time is Star Wars Rebellion. I'm a huge Star Wars fan and this is Star Wars in a box. You get to see your favorite characters in action as well as control all kinds of vehicles. Look, it's 8080. It's super cool. You'll be either playing the Empire or the Rebellion.
Oh, that's what you meant with cool.
Yes, and this is original trilogy, so it's very cool. Rebellion is trying to outlast Empire with its hidden base. Meanwhile, Empire is trying to find it and destroy it.
Ow!
Pew, pew, pew. You will place your characters on the board to complete actions and objectives. Most of your actions will be moving units around the board. No! Now, young Chewbacca, you die!
Wow, so thematic.
Star Wars Rebellion has everything a Star Wars fan would need. Spaceship battles, ground battles, all the characters, units from the movie. It's just fantastic. Right, Giannis?
Haven't played it.
Star Wars Rebellion is an amazing experience. Like I said, Star Wars in the box. Every time I play it, I get to enjoy the really iconic moments. I mean, when you get to free Han Solo as an Empire, it's just great. If you love Star Wars, you need to play this, like now. Wait, not now, you need to see what my other games are, for example, number 9, which is Combat Commander Europe. From one war to another, from fictional to historical. Combat Commander Europe has one of the best emerging storytelling ever.
Did you print it out yourself, or is this like a prototype something?
This is what real men play. In this game you're playing either Americans, Germans or Russians, playing different kind of scenarios and trying to complete your objectives. This is a 1 versus 1 war game where you're trying to control different objectives on the map. You'll be playing out cards, moving units and attacking with those units. This game is super thematic because of these decks. They run everything in the game. It has orders you can give your units, actions you can do on the other player's turn, events, random hexes, dice rolls. This card does it all. For example, I will attack with my unit. I flip a card for a dice roll and it's an event. I will flip the next card and the event says, place a smoke in a random hex. No problem. Flip the next card and here's the random hex. This deck does it all. This kind of game might seem random to you, and it is, but that's what I love. It creates these emerging epic stories that you get to tell your friends if they're willing to listen about this board game. But there's going to be another game on this list that also has this emerging storytelling, but it's coming up later. Next game's gonna be Puerto Rico, which is a game about you being a farmer on the island of Puerto Rico. This is a special edition of an older game that I used to play a lot, and now it's back in my top 10. I mean, look at it, it's gorgeous. As a farmer, you will be creating plantations, sending out workers to grow all kinds of goods and then ship them for victory points. Choo-choo! All you do in your turn in this game is pick one of the available actions, like the planter. Everyone will get to do the action, but you will get the bonus. Bling bling, ka-ching. I'm out of synonyms for this thing that we were trying to make. So how do you get those sweet, sweet victory points? Well, for one, like I said, you ship goods, but you also build buildings that give you all kinds of abilities and victory points. Special Edition is not much different from the previous, except it's gorgeous. Eye candy, and that's why it's back in my top 10. I've always loved this game. It's been like in top 20s, but this Special Edition brought it all the way up here. And on to number 7, which is Hegemony, an asymmetric economic game about running a country. Or ruining a country? This is the country I was talking about, where different factions clash. 4 asymmetric factions like middle class, state, working class, and capitalist class all try to get a piece of the pie. Each faction gets their own unique deck of cards that will let them accomplish their goals. All you do on your turn is play a card and either do its action or one of the basic actions. The best part is this whole country is a living, breathing organism and all the factions are its organs. Everything you do in this game will affect all the other players, so it's highly interactive, like highly interactive. And I really like those type of games, because it feels like we're in this together. And if I mess up, I might mess you up, which is great. Like I messed up this line. Twilight Struggle is one of my first modern board games where I thought the rules are so heavy, but they're in fact not. It's like 8 pages. But it is an epic game, because it covers the whole Cold War. Epic! Players play either US or USSR, trying to get the most victory points. Each round you will get a hand of cards and you will use these cards either for their event or operation points. You will use these operation points for space race, trying to get points and technology, or you will attack different countries, trying to gain control over them. I love this game because it covers a huge amount of history. 50 years might not seem like much, but there's tons of things happening over that period. Also, let's see what's happening next on this top 10. Up next is Android Netrunner, a 2-player asymmetric game in the cyberpunk universe. Well, not the original cyberpunk, but like cyberpunky. I don't even know who has the trademark. Android Netrunner used to be a living card game where you would collect thousands of cards and build your decks out of those cards. Why I say used to be, it's not in print anymore, but there are ways to still get it. I'll tell you about those in a moment. In Netrunner, you are either playing an evil corporation trying to complete their agendas, or a hacker who's trying to steal those agendas. No matter which side you're playing, you'll be using actions to get credits and then spend those credits to play out cards. If you're the corporation, you'll be placing your agendas in different servers and protecting those servers with these programs called ICE. As a hacker, I'll be playing software to break through that ice and get to that agenda. And to win, you either need to steal 7 points of agendas or advance 7 points of agendas like a corporation. Not 6 points, but 7 points. No matter who you're playing, the hacker or the evil corporation, the decks are asymmetric, the actions are different, and the cards are different. Also, as a corporation, you can hide traps inside the server trying to fool the hacker, and that's why I love it. It's asymmetric, it has tons of bluffing and customization. And yes, you can't really buy the original one, but there is a non-profit that creates their own sets of Netrunner, which is a great way to get into this game even now. Number 4 is Dune Uprising, which is the best of the 2 Dune Imperium games out there. I said it. Dune Imperium covers the first book with all the worms and all the spice. In Dune Imperium Uprising, you're playing one of the characters from either the books or the movies, depending where you got introduced to this universe. And your goal is to reach 10 or more victory points. You do that by getting your own deck of cards, and you'll use those cards to send out little agents to the board. When you place your agents on the board, you will get troops or you will get resources. You will use these troops to fight battles here in the desert to get different kinds of rewards and mostly victory points. Remember that deck of cards? During the game you'll buy new cards and add them to your deck. This is a little bit of deck building, a little bit of worker placement, and a ton of interaction, which I really like in my games. You probably can tell by now. Number 3 is a game that has never been in my top 10 or top 20. Because it is new to me. Pax Pamir. Welcome to the 19th century Afghanistan with its roads, tribes, and armies, and a lot of politics. In Pax Pamir, you will choose your alliance, Russians, British, or Afghan people. You will buy and play different kind of cards that will let you accomplish your objectives. Most of all, get them victory points. On your turn, you will either purchase the cards or play the cards. These actions will give you different kind of actions, for example, attack, get some money, or move your units. Multiple players can have the same alliances, so it's very political, because our goals can align. For a while at least, until I decide to switch to another faction. Tons of interaction, political, backstabbing, different actions, high replay value, because have you seen this deck of cards? There's a ton of cards. And that's why I love it. It's different each time I play it, and just great. Second game of all time for me is Nemesis, which is an alien game about surviving, betraying, mostly surviving. Probably not surviving. I mean, you're not gonna survive. You wake up on this ship and you don't remember anything, except that you can't trust anybody. Your goal is to complete your objective, but everyone else has their secret objectives as well. On your turn, you will play cards to do different kind of actions. For example, moving and discovering what is on this cursed ship. Remember I said this game has aliens? Well, there are, and they are really scary. And you can fight them, but you'd better run, and run fast. You know what kind of game this is? Yes, let's say you completed your objective, but you might have been contaminated. And if you're contaminated, you might still die, even if you kinda won. That's what kind of game this is. Space horror is one of my favorite themes, books, movies, or games, no matter. Yes, this game's aliens are scary, but also the other players, which creates this claustrophobic atmosphere. Claustrophobic atmosphere. I know how to pronounce that word. Also, let's see what's my number one. And my number one game of all time is Here I Stand. Same as last year, same as the year before. And it's still awesome. I'll tell you why. In 1517, Mr. Luther put 1905 Theses on the door of a church. And then this began. In Here I Stand, you're playing one of the big powers of the time, like Protestants, Ottoman, or Habsburg. Each power will play cards to do actions to score victory points. Just like Twilight Struggle, it has the same system of playing a card either for its event or its command point. Most of the action happens on this board. This board represents which faction controls each of the spaces. Either those spaces are Protestant or Catholic, or where are the armies and how they move around the board. But there's one thing that makes this game even more epic and stand out of all the other ones. This game has a diplomacy phase where you and other people can go talk into another room and make deals not known to the other players. Then you come back to the table and you're like smirking and feeling proud of yourself, and everybody else has no clue what happened. That's a great feeling. That's why Here I Stand is my favorite game. The diplomacy, the backstabbing, the negotiation, it's never boring. It is epic like no other game I've ever played. And these are my top 10 games of all time. What are yours? Let me know what you think about mine. Maybe don't. Either way, thank you for watching. Bye. Oh, by the way, there's one more top 10 of all time that the other Giannis did. Check that one out.